Favorite memory from the participating in the All-Star? I mean, I have two. I'll just say them quick. The first memory was it was Giannis' first All-Star. I wasn't even participating, but it was Giannis' first All-Star. And remember when you had the hashtag Giannis, like you got a hashtag and then Giannis NBA vote? Bro, that was the if you go on my Twitter, you'll see it too. Like I had so many retweets and you could get the votes. And I think everybody in Greece was going crazy. They used to promote this on TV. Like, hey, on like TV shows, talk shows, like, hey. And when they would finish the show and go like, hey, and to finish the show, we're gonna hashtag Giannis Antetokounmpo NBA vote. Like it was crazy and it was very fun. So that's one of my favorite things. But participating, I would say in at the skills challenge. We got a chance to do the skills challenge with my brothers. Then we got the chance to actually coach in the celebrity game as assistant coaches, and we had the chance to kind of do his draft and win the game. So it was great. Oh my God, my first NFL game this year ever. Like, I've never been in an NFL game, but I think we went to watch the Cleveland Browns, and it was intense. And I don't think TV does it justice how intense and how crazy this sport is. How guys were getting hit, and some guys get hit and get back, and some guys just get hit and stay down. It's scary, but I could see myself playing football. I could see myself playing football. Non-basketball player. My dream interview podcast. Is he alive or dead, or could I?
He's still alive.
Alive. I would say Elon Musk. I think this. First of all, I think the way he sees the future and what he's like. I want to know what's the plans for 20 years from now. I want to know and because mind you, it's near. It's not that far away from. I know people are expecting me to say what's his name, Andrew Tate, but he said no basketball. So. Man, experiencing Dame's homecoming game, it was incredible. Just first of all, how much people love Dame there, and then what he's done for the city, and felt like a home game. I'm be honest with you, felt like a home game, and you know what that made me understand about the Portland fan base. Shout out to the Portland Blazers. I understand that this year, if you're not rooting for your team, you're rooting for us. I know that for a fact. So that was a great feeling. And I get I went to Portland in general. I get to learn a little bit of history. I walked out at Portland State. I did some of my on the road workouts and get in the lab and the gym, and I learned a little bit of history that Portland has a history with basketball. It's not just Dame. Portland State I think had Ime Udoka in the NBA, and Portland University of Portland has Eric Spoelstra. So it's kind of has a history with NBA guys, and maybe many more that I don't know of. But I was like, it's dope. It's great. And as a surprise, in today's podcast, I got Damian Lillard. So check it out. You're gonna love it. Hey, welcome to another Thanalysis show, Thanalysis podcast. Man, you guys have been amazing. I saw everything. I keep seeing all the questions you guys send on the broadcast channel. Today we have a special guest with us. But man, before I introduce him and everything, I want to say a big thank you. You guys have been amazing. If you want to get more notifications for that, please join the broadcast channel. We have a lot of updates when the shows are coming out, new guests we have. And, give us a little bit of your input too. So it's great. So, we have to give him the intro, right? Wedding letter 0 from Oakland, California. Dame D.O.L.L.A. Logo Lillard. Let me get it.
We got to work on your intro skills.
No. That was good. Trust me. They let us know in the comments, man. That was good. First of all, before we even start anything, I'm going to give you the Cat Williams energy. Is there anything you want to clear up? Anything you want to talk about?
Ain't nothing I want to clear up, man. Nothing at all.
Good. First of all, okay. I was debating when I was doing the intro, which I was going to say. I was going to say Dame D.O.L.L.A. Was I going to say Dame Time? Dame Logo? Man, you wear a lot of hats. A lot of...
Yeah. But it's all the same, though. It's all the same. I think it's a mic in my face, so Dame D.O.L.A is appropriate, but I think it's all the same. I don't, whether I'm the artist version of myself or I'm on a court or a big moment or whatever, I feel like I'm always the same.
Man, that's a good perspective. So basically you're saying that you don't change if just the same and just a different, you just give him a different energy every time.
Yeah, it's just different parts of me. I think a lot of times people be like, oh, Dame is rapping and they talk about my music, but I was rapping in high school and college. Like before I made it to the NBA, it was like a part of me. It was something I did. So it's not like I made it to the league and just started this random thing. I've always done it, so it's always been a part of who I was. So it's not like I gotta separate, the different parts of me. It's all the same.
Do you think that's probably has kept you to like the level of success in playing basketball as well and in the rap game as in Coco? Like, because there's a lot of guys who actually hoop and rap too,
Yeah,
right?
there's a lot.
One of them, shout out to Iman Shumpert.
Yeah,
one of my guys.
Nice. I think is definitely helped me with like the balance part of everything. I think if you have too much of just, I play NBA 2K, I play basketball for a living, I watch basketball every day. You know what I mean? Like it's such a huge part of my life. But I think if you just focus on that and all your energy and time is going into it 24/7, it can wear you out. You can get burnt out on it. So you got to have something to balance it. Now I got kids and other things that's going to take my time up. But I think something for myself outside of basketball that I'm, passionate about, something that I'm invested in and I give my time to and I give my energy and effort to, I think it just creates a good balance for me, something to step away into and I guess put into it the same way I would put into any other career. And then when I come back to hoop, it's like, I'm fresh, you know what I mean? I'm not just putting everything into basketball and nothing else and letting it drive you crazy. Because I think especially when you at the top of the sport, where you got endorsements and you got to do commercials and you got to do media and you got to perform and you're getting criticized and all that stuff, it'll drive you crazy if you don't have other stuff to, to give your time to.
Yeah, sure. I 100% understand.
Yeah.
Do you fans are really asking? I have this podcast channel on Instagram on my profile, and I said like, hey guys, give me like some questions. I have Dame.
They probably came crazy.
Man, they went ballistic. And one of the questions was about rap. And everything. It was like, you have any collabs? Because I know, from my perspective, I know that you always do this off season.
Yeah.
In season, but. Is there anything like in store for us? Anything?
I mean, I put out basically a deluxe, but I added to my album that I put out this summer, like to start the season.
Yes.
And a lot of that I worked on towards the end of the summer, like around the time I got traded, and then like I wrapped it up kind of like during the preseason. I was like in the studio here, just kind of doing the finishing touches. But since then, the only thing I've done since that, I did the remix for Shaq and Kobe on Rick Ross project, him and McNeil project.
That's was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Shaq and Kobe, just first of all, being with I'm in this where I'm sitting now. Obviously we're teammates and everything, friends, and everything, but now I'm sitting as a that's not as a journalist, but as a fan, as somebody who learning the culture. And the Shaq and Kobe song is dope, man. Yeah. And a lot of people was like, oh, sure, he's going to the Bucks. And the first thing everybody was talking about when you first was like, hey, he's going with the Bucks was Shaq and Kobe, just in comparison. And
that's funny. I didn't even think about
that. They do like a little bit of injustice to, to four of you guys, you, Kobe, Shaq, and Jan. Like it's always injustice to compare people. But, they were like, oh, look, we might get a glimpse of that. But
no, it's different. I think I never try to compare anything I'm a part of to like the legends of the game.
Yeah,
because I think
legends, bro.
The times are different. They did what they did, and I think ultimately they kind of paved the way for us to kind of come into the game the way we have. But
100%,
it is a great pairing. You know what I mean? And I think it takes time for things to develop and become what everybody wants to see it become on the first day. You know, they want it to be that right away. And I think with me and Giannis, it's like he's a strong-minded dude. I'm a strong-minded dude. He's played his career like it's been a certain way. My career has been a certain way. So I think it takes time for that to kind of like come together and for you to figure it out. But I think how great we could be together is still showing because we've been able to win so many games in throughout the process. You know what I mean?
The process. That's crazy. When you're going through the process, you keep winning.
Yeah, a lot of times you struggle through the process and then you hit your stride. But we've been able to kind of be in that learning process, coming together, communicating, all of these things and win, just off of what we could do. So I think once it kind of clicks and completely clicks. That's what I'm saying. When it clicks completely and, we start to really, really roll and like when that happens, that's when it's going to get bad.
By the way, I know like I was listening to the song and now Shaq is on the song too.
Yeah.
So how did you get the verse? Did you get the verse, did you know like, okay, I'm going to be in between or I'm going to like I
didn't know where I was going to be. I knew I was going to be on a Rick Ross song because he did a song on my album and all he wanted was for me to do a song to like do something with him. And, like he's mainstream big time artist. I'm an independent artist, so I look at myself as the level of artist I am, not me as an athlete. So
there is a difference.
It's a difference. So
I see it with like, even with the podcast, I see it with like all the other businesses as well. Like I kind of, they look at you saying like, hey, why are you taking the backseat? Or why are you, you're observing, you don't like really talking like, no, guys, I'm actually a rookie when it comes to this. Not a rookie, but you know what I mean? Like,
I know exactly what you mean. When you step into their world, you're going to get your respect by going through the same process they had to go through to reach the level that they on. Yes. So for me, I ran into him. We did the song for my album. And he was just like, I'll be in touch with you about something. So I knew it wasn't going to be some setup like laid out perfect. I knew it was just going to come when it came. And he hit me like, hey, I need you to do this. This the song right here. He sent it to me. And the only thing I had to do was just deliver. I had to be able to send the verse back. So when they sent it, I was actually in the studio. And I was working on some other stuff. I was working on my deluxe part of my album that I put out. And I just kind of paused it and I just did it right there. Like I did it right there and shot it back to him. And that was how it went.
Did he have any feedback? Did he say like, hey man, I like this? Or
they was just telling me like, yeah, we got Shaq verse. Shaq verse was hard. And, I was like, all right, I got to make sure I come correct. Because all of us going to be on the same song. I can't have like some trash verse. So I just wanted to come correct. And I sent it back and it ended up doing what it did.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, I'm happy it did, and I listened to it. Obviously, I like the one. That one, I like the one that you have Snoop Dogg on, Kobe.
Oh yeah.
I rock with that one. There's a lot of songs that I want to listen to as well. But okay, like, do you feel like when is the next show? Are you gonna ever have shows? Like, I know you've had shows, but like, when is your next show? Like,
I don't have a date right now, but a lot of my shows that I've done have been around something. Like I had some type of launch or some type of idea behind it. Like when I was about to drop my album, I did like a release party.
Yes.
And I just did a show. I just performed my whole album right before I left.
Yes.
In Portland. But now that I got, 5 projects out, 5 full albums, I've developed like a strong fan base just support my music, because they can connect to it and like the normal side of, the message behind my music. And now that I kind of have established that, I want to get like a tour on, on the calendar and just hit the spots where, you can track where your music is most successful now. So, I would want to hit those spots where people really like, they listening. Because I think I would have a lot more support for my music if people was actually looking at it like an artist and not like, oh, Dame is rapping, Because when people listen, I have a lot of people to this day that's like, you actually like hard. You know what I mean? It's like, but that's how I know people don't listen because they've known I rap, but they just don't give it the time because they don't expect it to be what it is. And then when people do, they like, man, you actually You actually rapping for real. So
They kind of, yeah. No. It's a fact. It kind of reminds me of like shoes, when you release shoes, and we had this saying, like, you just got to put it on just one time, and then you see, like, oh, okay, I
rock with
like
this.
these,
Yeah,
no?
sure.
So it's kind of the same similar situation. But okay, now the question would be, like, would you show any emotion? Would you get hype? Because I feel like
with my music.
yes, because you don't show no emotions when it comes to basketball.
See, I just feel like I haven't had like a real moment, like I think
let me stop you right there.
What?
Let me stop. You just said I haven't had.
No,
I don't mean like in basketball wise.
I don't mean like a moment like that. I mean like I haven't completely settled in. You know what I mean? Like I haven't completely settled in. And I think once I do and like things become more meaningful, like the later we get and the more it comes together, like it'll be natural energy and emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like I think right now there's so much going on around me personally that I'm just like in kind of
just get to it.
Yeah, I'm just like, let's just get it done. I'm trying to figure out my place here. I'm trying to settle into living here.
Okay.
I'm trying, you know what I mean? It's just so much that, the person that's on the outside looking in, they just, I think people look at it kind of like a video game. They just like, the game, what are you doing? And he's reacting like this, but it's like they don't have to be in my shoes. So they couldn't understand. Like, it's easy for them to be like, oh, he had a game winner. He should be going crazy and blah, blah. And to me, I'm just like, I'm going to just tap my wrist because I know that through everything that has happened, I just have been true to like my own process of getting my work done. Coming to work every day, I'm paying attention, I'm staying sharp. So like some of these results are just results of that.
Yes.
But, it's heaviness that comes with a lot of change, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's 100%. What people don't see. And then with my music, I also think is different energy-wise because these are my real emotions. Like, it's not like I'm playing a game or nothing. Like, I'm speaking on it. Like, I write down what I really think and how I really feel and what's really going on. So I think it's naturally going to be more emotion because people are going to react to stuff that they can connect to and how they might be experiencing what I'm experiencing. Yes. So, like, I think it's more natural emotion and passion behind that. As opposed to this, where it's just like, man, I'm putting a lot into it and I'm looking for the results, but a lot is just clearing up at the same time. So I think it's just different. But the more meaningful the games become, the later we get, the more I'll be like, we're getting closer to what I came here to accomplish.
Yeah, but still, again, I don't want you to change. The reason I'm asking you is because, we had this story and I'm gonna let you say it, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna let you say the story about like, like why you don't like hit the buzzer and you don't celebrate the buzzer.
So I had this experience, and this is 1,000% true story. I was 16 years old. My team is playing in a tournament in the Bay Area, and we're down by 2 points. I get the ball. The clock is running down. I hit a three, and the clock is 3-2-1. I hit a three. We go up by one, and I'm thinking, the clock goes to zeros. Me and my teammates.
Buzzer, basically.
Yeah. Me and my teammates, we celebrating. We all like on the court. I take my jersey off.
Okay.
Celebrating. I'm yelling. I take my jersey off. My coach run on the court like, put your jersey on. And like, I'm like, kind of like, my jersey is in my hand. I'm putting my jersey back on, and the ref turned and tee me up. Took my jersey off on the court. So I take my jersey off. They give me a tech. In high school, a tech, you get 2 free throws. So we were up 1. They make both free throws. We lost the game. That's a 1,000% true story. Like, my coaches to this day will tell you that this happened. So we lose the game in the tournament, and we end up losing like the pool play. In tournaments, you start off in your pool and then you advance into like the bigger tournament, like the final parts of the tournament. So we lost the game.
And you just scarred.
And I was like, I'm scarred from that, bro.
So that's why you don't just...
That's not the complete reason. Yeah. I think as I've gotten older, I'm just less of a rah-rah person.
Yeah.
But I think that's a big part of like why I stopped initially. It's a lot less than what it used to be because we lost, bro. Like, I got a tech, 2 free throws, and we lost the game.
Whoa.
And we wasn't like in middle school. This is like high school, like varsity basketball.
At the time, he's probably the end of the world at that time.
It was the end of the world, bro. I was in the back of, like, we rode in vans together because the tournament was far enough outside of Oakland to where we, like, had our 2-team vans, the coaches driving them.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the back of the van. We was going to different gyms, watching, like, other local teams play. And everybody is like, did y'all win? And everybody's like, nah. Like, Dame hit a game winner. And he took his jersey off. And then, like, because people was asking if we won. And, like, it was like the story everybody was telling. I was just like, man, I was sick, bro.
I mean, man, you didn't do this on purpose, though. Like,
I mean, who want to hear that? Like, everybody was looking like...
Especially you guys, like, especially here in the U.S., though. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear that,
My
though.
coaches was, like, supportive because, like, I was a young dude, you know? So they were, like, supporting me, like, oh, it's all good. But I could see the disappointment. Like, I could see the disappointment in their face. And, like, when people would be asking, like, about the game or whatever, and they'd be telling it, they'd just be like, you know... like this bonehead play, you know what I mean? Like, that was just stupid. But then they would be supporting me, so I was just like, man,
they would support you. They gotta support you.
I'd never do nothing like that again.
So, man.
Ever.
And I wanted to, you know, while you're saying this, you know, like, I'm kind of I don't want to say the total opposite, but I celebrate small wins because you know where I come from and what I've done in my life to be here. I really celebrate even small wins, you know? And, bro, there's a true story, bro. And I sent you this after the game. There's a photo of me when you hit the buzzer and get sacked. There's a photo of me literally, bro, like this.
I saw it.
Like this. Now, look at this. A lot of people online was like, what? What? You know, they were like, it was great, you know, loved it. Milwaukee, they went crazy.
Right.
Pure entertainment, right?
Right.
But to me, was relief.
Right.
Now,
like,
look at
good.
this. If I'd have said, hey, I knew it was going in, they would have said, come on now, T.
Right.
No,
you just saying that.
You just saying that, man. Now you see this picture,
right.
You know I knew it was going in.
Confirmed it.
So, and you know, like if the camera would have showed me, it's like this. It goes in and then I'm sprinting to, you know, come there. And then, you know, Giannis grabs you and this and that. I'm like, man, it's unbelievable.
That was a good moment, bro.
It's a great moment. You know how things align? Sometimes they say it was just that day was just a great moment for Wisconsin sports. Like, we had a great play. We were down. We came back. Then I think the Packers are beat at the time. They beat the Cowboys in the first round. You know, with Jordan Love having a great game and the rest of the guys. You know, it was just a great like.
I agree.
Day, right?
I agree because, like, I'm my own man. You know what I'm saying? And I think Giannis is also his own man. But, like, after I made it, he came and he, like, grabbed me. And it was like, anytime you put, like, two alphas together, it's like neither one wants to, like, overly embrace the other one and do this and do that.
But do you think that's a U.S. thing or is just in general, like, a cosmic thing? Like
I think it's kind of a U.S. thing, but I think it's how our culture is now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the way it is. But, like, I think that, to me, that was like a step for me and him. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like I hit the shot and like he had his arm around my neck, like, you know, and it was like we became a little bit more of one, you know, after that. You know what I'm saying? We became a little more of one after that. And I think those are kind of moments that you need, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need those moments of like, of truth where it was like, this game was on the line.
Yeah, and I got you, you got me. Yeah,
and you know you can count on me. You know, I wasn't shooting great in the game. It wasn't like I was hot, you know, like. And I came down and like it was like a moment to just be seen. Like, this is what I can do. You know what I mean? Like, this is like a real moment on this team where you can see what I can do when it's not going great. You know?
Yes.
So like those moments, I feel like we just became a little more one, like after a moment like that. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I think
I agree 100%.
The more we have those types of moments,
just waiting, play great basketball, like
exactly.
But you know what it is too. I didn't know like you're such a great of a leader as well. Like to like I met you came to the Bucks. We never talk. I mean, sometimes I would like. Would we be maybe all-star? Message a few times. Maybe it would be all-star. Yeah. And see with your family always. I'm like, man, that's a great guy. Great dude. Has people together.
For sure.
and everything. But you come to the locker room and you play with Pat, you play with Rolo, you play with these guys, and this is the camaraderie. I'm like, it's great for
It's good.
for Bucks.
Solid, yeah.
If you could pick like your top 3 buzzer beater, like you can take away the Bucks. I'm talking about before Bucks, right?
My top 3?
Yes.
Number 1 is going to be OKC. The one in the playoffs against OKC. Because there was just so much back and forth. Like, they swept us that season, 4-0 in the regular season. So many people picked us to just get whooped on. Like, they thought we was going to get smoked. The year before, we got swept by New Orleans as a 3 seed. We got swept. So everybody was just kind of like, they gonna get beat. They was talking, they was talking shit to us. It was just a lot of back and forth.
Yes.
So that one I would put that one at the top. And it gave me 50 points in that game, and it ended the series. So I'll put that one at the top. And then
I think it was it was like kind of.
It was a deep one too. The second one I would say Houston in 2014. It was like ended the series too, and that one was similar. It was like the Rockets kind of had our number that year. It was a matchup with me and Pat Bev. We had both had double text a couple times that season.
Okay.
And it was a little back and forth. And then, they was a real good team. And that was another night where I wasn't like hot, but it was like it came down to it. I ended that series. And I think those just 2 moments where I was like, it was 2 moments in my career where like, that was my second season against Houston, and I turned the corner after that. And then the one against OKC was, we got swept the year before in 18 against New Orleans as a 3 seed, and it was like I came back from a lot of criticism after that. Us getting swept, I didn't perform well. Everything was kind of on my shoulders, so to be able to come back and have that type of moment, that was another turning point. So I would say OKC number 1. Houston number 2, and then the third one I'll probably say that's tough.
So OKC, Houston.
OKC, Houston. I hit one in Chicago like 2 years ago, and I think that one was pretty cold because it was an empty building. Like it was in COVID when there was no fans, and we was down 5 with like 5 seconds left. And it was our ball, and I came down, I hit a deep 3, I cut it to 2, and then they was taking the ball out with like 3 seconds left or 4 seconds left after I hit it. And they threw it in, we tied them up for jump ball with like 3 seconds and down 2. And then we won the tip, and like we fumbled it, they gave it to me, I caught it, and I hit a step back over Lauri Markkanen at the buzzer for game. And it was like this. Like, it was in 5 seconds. Like, 2 threes, game.
When is it jump ball and the ball all of a sudden it's 50-50, you don't know where it's going. Like,
yeah, he just like, it was a scramble after the tip. He flipped it to me. I caught it, took one dribble right, step back over him, and just at the buzzer.
Oof, I know that hurt, bro.
I remember they just walked off the court. They was like, I was like,
I would have did the same, bro. I would have walked off like.
It was like no chairs, right? There was no courtside seats. So after I made it, I almost turned my ankle on the little mat, like right off the court.
Because it gets lower. Yeah.
Like I took a step back, I almost turned my ankle. I was like, man, what is going on? But I would say those 3. Like buzzer beaters, I would say those 3.
So now I got another question for you, which follows to this. But I want to say shout out to the broadcast channel to Nathan Ayo. He got to be Nigerian, this kid. Nathan Ayo. Mm-hmm. When do you know it's Dame time?
I mean, I say you usually don't know until after it's over with, and you just see it like, oh, that it was happening. But I don't think I ever know when it's Dame time. I think
that's how you play.
No matter what happens over the course of the game, like when the game gets tight, I'm always telling myself like I'm gonna come up big somehow. Like I just always think because of how I train and I think how I was raised. Like I think I was raised in like a real environment of being tested. Like I was always tested as a kid. Like I grew up with a lot of cousins. I grew up in like a neighborhood full of kids and like a lot of freedom and nobody was sheltered. So it was like fights and foot races and racing on your bike for pink slips. Like you lose on the race, you got to give up your bike. People stealing. It was just like competitive, like 20 kids clowning each other. Like you can get embarrassed. It was just like, I grew up in like that type of environment where it was just highly competitive. It was like embarrassing moments. Like you just had to rise, you know what I'm saying? You just had to rise to the occasion in so many different situations. And I've been in that situation so many times eventually to where I got to the point where like I started to just expect it of myself to rise, like to just make it happen. And I've had so many times where it just didn't work out to where now
I'm not afraid. I promise you.
I'm not afraid of the consequences.
Yeah, nobody remembers those times. I can guarantee you that. I can definitely guarantee you that.
I missed a lot of times, and it just, I think, like I said, because of like how I was raised and like what I put into the game, I just don't fear, or I don't have a fear of like how it might go.
Yes.
I just expect it to go well, but when it doesn't, I'm just like, it is what it is. And I think that's 90% of the battle is not being scared of what the outcome could be.
Exactly.
Like, because it frees you of like that worry or losing like confidence. You're just like, it is what it is. And I think it's only a few people that like, that are like that in those moments, you know? And
well, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. So, do you have anything like, do you have any game rituals that you do and you're like, okay, this gets me ready for the game? Like or every day is different. Every game is different.
Bro, I'm the most freestyling, I'm the most freestyling dude ever. Like I get at my camp, my summer camp, like with like younger kids, my elite camp, Formula Zero, like they always asking me like, on a game day, what do you eat? What do you do this? And I'm like, bro, sometimes I might not even eat until I like get to the arena, or I might, like I've had so many games in my career where like I took a nap, I got up and I had food to eat and I just didn't eat. I just went to the game and just played, bro. Like didn't eat. Some days like most of the time I'll take a nap, but I'll have days where I'll just be in the bed and I'll start watching TV and I'll just watch TV and it'll be like the time I was supposed to take a nap, I just kind of watch TV through it. And it'll be like 10 minutes before I'm supposed to be waking up and I'll be like, I ain't gonna be a nap day today. But it's like, I'm just random. I don't, like it's certain things that I'm like, that I ain't gonna say take serious because I take everything serious, but it's certain things that I'm not slipping up on. And that's my training. That's like getting sleep at night. Just like the stuff where I'm taking care of myself, like those things I don't slip up on. But the other stuff I don't like, I'm not like, oh, I have to get my nap or I have to like, I have to eat this. I have to eat by this time. Like I don't have that. Like,
so you be.
I'm free. I'm a freestyle.
Yeah, you be
king.
freestyling.
Yeah.
So okay. So talking about freestyle. Would you do you and Giannis, Giannis freestyle? Dame X Giannis.
Me and Giannis already talked about this. Man. We already talked about this.
If you can get him to do this,
he said if we win it all, he putting it on wax. So as we already know, we got to do first, and then we going viral.
It's gonna go viral for sure. 100%. It's gonna go viral. 100%. You know, I was doing my research, and I was just I wanted to talk about interesting stuff, right? And I don't want to talk about what everybody else is talking about either. Outside of bowl lifestyle, I wanted to specifically. So 2014, bro, right? I've been like part of the All-Star, either with my family, either as a skills challenge, and dunk contest in the G League. I've done and my Giannis done dunk contest, but it was 2014, bro. If I'm not mistaken, I think you did all of them.
I did every event.
So you did the 3-point contest, you did the skills challenge, you did the dunk contest, and you participated in the game, basically.
And the rookie-sophomore game.
And the rookie-sophomore game.
Yeah, every event.
That's 5 events, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. All of them.
How'd you feel?
Like I never do it again. Because I think
I do it.
People don't know, like you got to take pictures with the other contestants. You got to take pictures with all the sponsors. You got to take your own pictures. You do family pictures. Like I had to do that. So like I got to the arena early enough to do skills.
Yeah.
And then that was over. I had to go to the back, change my shoes, change my uniform, 3-point. and then do the same thing, pictures, everything. Then I did dunk. It was all in one night, bro. I was there all day.
I believe
all
you.
day.
I believe we had
they convinced me to do it too. They was like, you got to do it. Nobody ever did it before. I was like, all right, bro, I'll do it. And then once I got there, I played in the rookie sophomore game. I think we won the game. I did skills. I won the skills challenge. That was my second time winning the skills. And then once I won skills, I was like, if I win 3-point, I might be able to like sweep the whole thing. So that's when I got invested. After I like won the first two, I was like, if I win 3-point.
Ooh.
Then that year, the dunk contest was the team dunk contest. So
it was like individual. It was team.
It was like we had individual dunks, and then we had to have a team dunk.
Which
I
one
think my team was I think it was me, Ben McLemore, and maybe Harrison Barnes. But we was going against like John Wall, Paul George, and somebody else. I was like, bro, y'all mix these teams up. Like, these is the wrong, like, but
John Wall and
East,
Paul George in the same team?
Yeah, it was East versus West, though. It was East versus West. So
okay. East versus West, gotcha.
But yeah, I did all of them, but I'll never do nothing like that again, bro. It was... All-Star is busy enough.
Yeah, you are the currently like 3-point...
Yeah, I won the 3-point last year.
Yeah, you are the defending champ. Are you going to defend your championship? You are, right? I'm expecting. I mean,
you got to.
Yeah, no, not only that, but you go like. Hopefully, when this pod comes out, probably before the All-Star, hopefully we predict that you become a starter. That would be amazing as well.
That'd be great. I mean, I've had years, bro, where like my play, it was like, bro, I should be a starter. But I think it's All-Star weekend is for the fans, So a lot of times it was like in the Western Conference, like I didn't get the amount of votes that I'm getting this year. So I didn't get the votes. And then, I might get a media vote or I might get the player vote and not get the media vote. So I just never started. And then I think this year, just being in a new situation is like, Dame need to do this and he got to do like he was doing in Portland and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, once again, if people don't have to go through and experience what you experience and trying to find your way, it's easy for them to just say this and say that. You know what I mean?
100%.
But I'm like, we the number 2 in the East. I'm getting 26 points and 7 assists, like in the middle of that.
Production ain't slowing down at all.
Production is production. I've had moments, at the end of a lot of games, but it's like, when I was in Portland, it was like, oh, they the 7th seed. They ain't winning enough.
It's different now.
Oh, Dame is just, he's scoring 35 and 40, blah, blah, blah. And now that I'm not scoring 50 every other game, but we winning a lot more.
It's different.
They saying the other stuff. So it's like, man, they move the goalposts and they pick and choose,
Every time, bro.
What it's supposed to look like. So we'll see.
Every time. They did this with Big Fella. They did this with Big Fella, and it's true. I don't want to get in my Cat Williams energy as I say, but they did this with Big Fella too. When I say Big Fella, I'm referring to Giannis. First was he's ascending now. He's 4th year. Is he gonna shoot layups? Okay, build the wall. They built the wall. After a year, we found out, okay, now we know how to break the wall. Yeah. Okay, then they said like, oh, you know what? Just let him shoot. You understood like, okay, that's not gonna stop him. Then it was like, you know what? Every time he catches the ball and he goes to the rim, let's foul him. Yeah. He gonna miss free throws. Now he's not missing them.
Right.
Now, oh my God, he's getting fouled a lot. Bro, pick and choose. Like he goes every time. It's just like it just moves different. Like, okay, we gotta foul him and take him to the free throw line because he misses. When he doesn't miss it, it's like, why is he shooting so many free throws? That's your game plan. You're fouling him.
No, he get fouled.
You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie, he be getting fouled.
and the thing
you can't manipulate the game and kind of use it, but like he be getting fouled. I'll give him
And the crazy part is that if he was a flopper or he was those guys who like they just know every angle,
right?
I believe like to me, I feel like, and when I say flopper, I don't think flopper ever exists anymore because I just feel like it's a technique and it's the game.
Yeah.
Because people talk about flopping, I don't. Unless you just like, somebody does this and you just...
There's some bad flops out there, but it ain't like within the game,
Within the game.
Like you selling the contact or whatever.
That is a skill. That is a skill, and people don't understand that about basketball. Yeah. But what I would say is that not a lot of guys like that, you know, in the league. But he's not just one of those guys. He just wants to. He's going from A to B.
Right.
Now, if you can keep up, you keep up. You know, he's going to make it counted or whatever the case might be. But what I feel like sometimes is happening is that the world outside, even the foul that, you know, like for pure entertainment, they zoomed in and I got riled up. If that would have happened to a normal person, bro, you would have took off his head.
Yeah.
It just happens because it's Giannis and because the guy's built he's like a moving car playing basketball. Like he's coming at you full speed. But if it was anybody else, bro, you would have broke something. So without being said, I think like it's one of those things that, you know, you get to. This is more of a basketball talk, or we're having like a barbershop talk. But it's those things that they never said. Like you, how do you got it?
Yeah.
How do you got it? What do you want to do? How do you? He knows how to get in the angles. He's gonna shoot over you. You can't play out there. You can't chase him.
You just gotta slow him down, man. You're not gonna stop him. You just gotta slow him down.
Slow him down as much as you can. So I don't think people will see that.
They know. You got to slow him down. You can't stop him. You just have to slow him down. Like that's,
bro. It's
that's
like
just how it is.
It's like me saying, okay, today I'm a defender, right? And I'm guarding you, and you know I've always been like that kind of guy. And if I'm chasing you through the screens, at some point you like, okay, he's too strong. I'm gonna stop, and then he's gonna hit me, right?
Yeah, you're chasing me full speed.
You gonna shoot it over me and get fouled.
If I shoot and you want to run full speed into me, that's a chess game.
That's who's smarter and who's at the moment like.
Yeah, it's a thinking man's game. You can't take that away from somebody who's playing a game within the game.
Exactly, and the people don't understand is the advantage is always to the offense. He has the ball. He knows where he wants to go. You don't know. I don't know. I gotta expect and realize and say like, okay, he's going left or he's going right. I can only read tendencies and only read like the scouting and the like what's his angle like?
Yeah.
What can I do today to agitate him or what can I? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, let's go. I mean, take it away from like the Bucks and everything. 2020 Olympics, which actually happened 2021, but 2020 Olympics, man. You went there with a lot of our guys. You guys won the gold medal.
Yeah.
Are you going back? Are you gonna?
I mean, we'll see.
No pressure, you know what I'm saying? No pressure.
It really depends on how our season goes.
Okay.
Honestly. Like I don't know for sure. I know I'm in a pool of players for it.
Yeah, I think you and Bobby. Yeah, shout out to Bobby Portis, number 9, underdog,
Big Bob,
mayor of Milwaukee.
I mean, we'll see. I like I said, I know I'm in the pool, but I mean that's a ways away. You know what I'm saying? I'll see how our season play out and then go from there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is there I mean, from a fan's perspective, right? What is life after getting traded, bro?
It's different. Like I think, for me, the basketball part it gets figured out.
Okay.
As a basketball player, like I'm smart enough, and I've played in the league long enough to where I could navigate, you know, whatever comes with that. That's still a process by itself, but I feel fine about that. I think when you get traded, just seeing how much your life changes is like that's what I've learned the most. Like I had, like everything was set up for me. Like I was down the street from my mom. I was down the street from my brother. My sister's down the street. Like my kids, they school right there. Like my cousins was around. Everybody that, you know, over 11 years that I kind of built friendships with was right there. Like my whole life was set up, right? Everything was in place. And then you get traded. And I think when you're like, all right, I'm going to get traded, like I want a chance to win, I think you're only thinking about the basketball part of it, you know, and you just like, everything will be okay. Like, these my people. But then when you actually physically get up and go and none of that stuff is there no more, you like, man, this is like, this different. Like, and you're going to play and you're going to do the normal basketball stuff. But like, once you step out of the like practice facility and you leave the arena, like I would leave the arena and be like, hey, meet me at this restaurant. And I would be there with 8 people. My mom, my sister, my brother, my nephew, like everybody would be there and it was easy. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, I leave the arena. I'm like, man,
You gotta,
when my mom coming back, when my brother coming out here, it's like
you gotta build that.
your life is different.
It's different, bro.
And you're not just going like, when you build it up over a decade, it just happens organically.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, let me find this person. Let me find this. Let me find that. Like, so here is not like I can just be like, all right, let me just get this person or let me find this or find that. It's like, no, this was built. You start to realize what you built and what you had outside of basketball. And like, that's the part that makes it hard. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff that you just can't replace.
Yeah, and again, and now I'm talking as a Thanalysis correspondent. Want to say like you got traded. You didn't leave in free agency. You didn't, you know what I'm saying, all these things. And
2 days before camp.
2 days before camp. And I want to reiterate this because, you know, in the beginning, I saw a lot of like the comments saying like, hey, but he wanted to go from more. Like, guys, it's very simple. What do you want him? You guys love him because he's a winner, because he works hard, because he gives everything he has.
Yeah.
Don't you want people around him to do the same? Exactly.
Yeah.
When I say people around him, I'm not talking about the team.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about in general the team, right? And I feel like the team, to a certain extent, was doing whatever they could, or whatever, because you know it's both sides to the coin.
Yeah.
And I see this as a front office as well.
Yeah.
It's both sides. It's not you know, as a player, players we always consider the most selfish ever, and you know, teams are teams. But at the same time, you was, you know, it's a blessing in disguise. You know, you get traded, you're like, man, it's tough for me, and could be a blessing in disguise.
I could have been in a worse situation.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have been giving up everything that I ended up giving up, like I just talked about, and had no chance to win.
And had no chance to win, and
you know what I mean,
and everything.
Like,
but let me ask you another thing. What's the favorite thing about this team's vibe? I mean, like, do we pass your vibe check? Like, what's?
No, for sure. I fuck with this team. I think my favorite thing about this team is like going back to everything that I just said. Like, when I said I want to be traded, that I was stepping away from. Like, I didn't take that lightly. Like, so coming into this situation, like just seeing how serious everybody takes it, that's my favorite thing. It's like it means something to everybody. And every team I played on, it meant something to everybody. But I think here is like no exception. Just every day I come in, I'm seeing people on the table. I'm seeing people in the weight room. I'm seeing people like on the court. You know, I like to this day, I'm like, I come in early for like my PT. Like mine's is always like super early. It's like 3 hours before practice or 2.5 hours before practice. And I always see Brooke like the first person in there on that far basket shooting. And I'm like, this dude been in the league 16 years. Like, but that just show you he take it serious. Like, he not skipping what he does. You know, this is what makes him him. This is what goes into him being able to be the player he is.
Into the team.
Like, even last night, you know, like, they like, man, we could be stuck here in Detroit because of the weather, blah, blah. I'm like, man, we got to get out of here, you know? Like, I'm not staying here. Like, we need to get home. And you and Giannis, y'all like, I know, you know, we got to go. But, like, y'all still go get y'all lift in. And it's like, we trying to get out of here, but it's like everybody take it serious. And if it's going to be the kind of time that we put into this and the time away from our families and, like, the way we travel and, like, how much of our lives basketball takes up, for me to kind of take the step that I took to be here, like, that's what you want to see. Yeah. Like, you want it to mean the same to everybody. Like, you want people to care about the shit.
That's
and
right. That's right.
That's probably my favorite thing. It's like, I know at the end of the day, even the games we ain't playing well, everybody gonna be like, no, like, we going to the end. And we won a lot of those games because it's that care. You know what I'm saying? You don't find that. You don't find that.
That's you don't, you know, you can translate that to care, translate that to the camaraderie, but it eventually becomes the culture of the team, culture of the winning games. Like walking into buildings saying like, hey, I don't know if this guy's out, those guys out. Doesn't matter if we're having a tough stretch.
We expect to win.
We expect to win, and we got a chance for a great ball game. 100%. You know, win. And you know, to go back to the old trade thing, I saw your post and how you appreciate Portland and everything. And the reason I say this is because like it's two like small cities, quote unquote. I believe
small market.
Milwaukee is like I'm here, bro. So you know, but like those small cities to be able to have guys like this play for them, it's
not
an
attractions. I tell you that.
But it's an honor, bro, to be able to have these guys. What? Okay, now this is more of a coaching, right? What kind of drills or advice would you recommend to guys who want to work on the like deep range, man? You've been known for you. I mean, it's only sure it has to be two players who do this consistently.
Yeah.
Right? It's you and is it Steph, right? You and Steph and
I think Trae Young is
Trae Young.
another one that like he shoot that.
He can shoot that. Okay, so let's say 3.5. You put Braun occasionally. Braun will, occasionally just like look at the ball. And,
Man, Brian, he check it when he shoot it.
Yeah, exactly.
He don't live out there.
He doesn't live. Oh, okay. To me, because I'm a really big LeBron fan. Let's say.
No, I love Bron.
No, because of the process and what he does with his body and everything, not just the skills and what he's done with the league.
Sure.
But I'm saying, I think he just does it with heat checks. Right? He would like he make two and look at the ball.
I rock with Brian for sure.
But then this is my other question: like, what advice would you give?
The advice I would give is to like just know that you don't become a good deep shooter by just going out there practicing deep shots. It's like a build up. Like when I've always been able to shoot from far because I was just small. As a kid, I was shorter and I was able to just shoot from further out. But in my training, it's a lot of it's more core and like leg strength than anything. So it's that type of training. And then it's just building out. Like I do a routine where I start off like shooting the threes like from a dip. Like I'm like in a shooting position. And then no momentum, I just jump up and shoot.
Yeah.
And I'll make 5 like that. Just no momentum, just pausing. And then he'll be like, go. And I'll shoot on him saying go. Like right then, no load up, nothing. Just straight from the dip position, straight into the shot where you don't have no momentum. And once you start to be able to shoot that shot strong and be consistent at it, then you do it without a jump. You start in that position, then it's like no jump, and you shoot the same shot. No momentum, straight up, make a couple. And you just start to build up from the line like that. And then you step in. And you step in and you pause. Take the momentum away. So you move into the shot like you're going to shoot it, but then you pause after you moved, and then you got to find that rhythm again. Yeah. So it's like momentum, stop, and then you got to find it again. So like I built it up like that to where like I can shoot the shot on the line so strong and easy. And then you do the same stuff off the bounce. You create your rhythm, go off the bounce, freeze, and then shoot. And then you just go off the bounce and then shoot it. And you'll start to feel it get easier as you do that. But this ain't like one summer that I did it. Like I started doing this when I was 17. Like I started building this stuff up when I was 17 like that. And then you start to move further and further back. And it becomes a normal shot. Then you do those same routines from deep. And then it goes from being like, I'm shooting a deep one to like, if I'm open right here, I'm shooting this.
Yes.
And it's not like, when I shoot them, I'm not looking like, oh, I'm finna bomb this. I'm like, the shot is there. I'm dribbling into it. I'm gonna shoot it. Because it's been like years and years and years of like developing that shot. You don't just go out and be like, I'm working on my deep threes this year. And I think a lot of people do that. They shoot catch and shoot shots from deep and they think I'm working on my deep shot. But if you don't build up into it, and you don't practice it in a way where it can be consistent, you just gonna be another person firing deep threes, and you're gonna make it sometimes, and everybody gonna say he hit a deep threes, or you're gonna be somebody like, Steph ain't just out there just firing those shots. I'm telling you, it's a progression, and it's a way that he's working on it to where you can make it consistent.
We'd love to. I gotta get him on the podcast and learn his routine. Bro. I've seen like some videos, they don't even look real, bro. His videos and your videos don't look real. Like the day you came in and you broke the Bucks 100 and you shot like 93 or 93 for like 100 off the plane. You just, came in and was like, you know what? And then we all got a text. You know how like in training camp we all shoot and And like the average was, I remember I got like 79, 80,
Right.
and everybody was fighting for their records and kind of go up and go up. And somebody just sent a text like, "Hey, 93 out of 100," and everybody just, I know for a fact that everybody looked at the phone like
93.
and then it's first is the score, the name of the coach, and then you got to scroll down, you got to like swipe down to see like who's done,
Right.
it, And I saw and I was like, oh, he just got out the plane.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I already know what this what this gonna
bro.
be. So you got me excited from the beginning, man.
A lot of time, bro.
But this is I didn't even say a word to you. I remember we came in and we saw you after. It was
When I
coming
was doing my physical stuff, y'all came in. I remember.
Yeah, and I just want to let you guys like talk a little bit. I just wanted to say hi. But man, it's crazy. It just takes a process, and I don't want to be saying putting names out there, but with Phil, the trainer and everything. He had a video that I looked up online, right? And in the video, I don't know if it's him. I think it was him talking to some kids, and it was this whole process of you like those 2-3 days that you had to go home and flying, and you were shooting, and then you went out at night, and you shot it, and now even before the podcast, I'm like, man, I'm in the morning, you're at night, and you're like, 7:30, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna shoot, and I'm gonna come here and find you, and then showing the process to like the game winner, and then people see the game winner and not the whole process that went into it, and the like how many times your shoulder is sore, it's been sore, like, oh my God.
I think people will see, like, I think it'll be an end result for me. Like, it'll always be an end result, like, where it'll be, especially over the course of a season, people will say this or say that, but, like, it'll always shine through. And I know that from experience. Like, I don't have a camera person following me around and, just watch me do this or watch me do that.
You should. I'm a businessman, but obviously. But I think you should.
At this stage in my career, I probably should, but I'm saying I don't. But it's a lot of stuff that goes into like having success and stuff coming back in your favor. And I do a lot of that stuff.
You're talking about like showcasing how you work.
Just what I do in my life.
Yeah.
And like how I train and how I live my life. I think it's a lot that is not for me to brag about, or it's not for me to say, look at what I'm doing. It's just a lot of stuff that I know that I do because I've done it for a long time.
Yes.
That I know is part of why it always works out in the end. And I think right now is no different. Like right now, it's like some games I feel great. Some games I'm trying to find my way. But like ultimately, on average, like I was saying, I'm going to get 26 points a game. And I haven't even really like
tapped in.
I haven't reached where I know like, but everything that I do in the process of it, it'll shine through in the end. You know what I mean? And it's always been that way. But people watching, they don't.
Yeah.
It's not like a TV show where you seeing weekly episodes. It's like, oh, he did this and this is what he's doing. It's just the accumulation of everything that's going into it. In the end, it'll show up. But people don't get to see the process, so they just
exactly. So now it's just coming to this because I just had like a flash in my mind right now and flashback thinking about the bubble. And in the bubble, bro, everybody was agitated. You remember it was the season that we felt like we got cheated, quote unquote. Like, man, we had like we was going just fine. And the COVID and a lot of the vets were like, oh man, they didn't want to be, there. So, but we ended up, being there. And then I mean, it was one of those games, playoffs. It had to be playoffs. You had a crazy game, and then you had an interview. And in the interview, you were talking. I want to, say what you were saying. You can talk about it.
Remember, I just know. If you're talking about the interview there, people would be still posting. I was just saying.
Posting, you know what I do? Or like
they was asking us to go to the bubble, and I was like, if we don't have a chance to make the playoffs, I'm not trying to go.
Yes.
So basically, in the interview, I was saying, like, I didn't come here to waste my time.
Yes.
Like, I trained.
Yes.
I did a lot to, like, be ready for the bubble, like, we had, like, 3 months off. It was like 3 months where we had off.
It was 3 months off, and it was all this thing like, hey, are you guys gonna go to the bubble? Please don't leave. There was a situation like that. Like of telling some guys, please don't leave, because they knew like if a lot of the overseas players leave and they go back home, it's gonna be tough to bring them back.
No, I know. Like it was bro, I was at home every day. on the game. I had 2 of my best friends came and stayed. Like, I was having a great time, bro. Like, just with my family. Like, I was
Really,
training
me
my
too.
mom and training my sister.
Yeah.
I was doing my training. I was kicking it with my friends. We was in the house the whole time. It was like the stuff that we don't get to have because of how busy our lives are. We was able to do it for like a couple months. And I was just like, man, if I go to this bubble, I'm not coming here to just play 8 games and go home. And after this time I've been having, you know what I'm saying? So that was it.
I had to, like, we had a great time. And I don't want COVID to come back. I don't whatsoever.
I mean, obviously that was a hard time. Like, I lost my cousin during COVID. You know what I'm saying?
But like, that was not, like, no bueno. It wasn't good. But
the family time was great.
Family time was amazing, man. Just all of us in one house. Like,
we was in one house, bro. Like, every day, wake up, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Like, I was recording music in the house. We was playing the game online together. I never play online. They had me like doing all kind of stuff.
Yeah, just streaming. You was trying to be a streamer.
I was doing stuff. It was just like, I'll try it. Let's do it, bro. Like,
not that you say I'll try it. When are you coming to Greece, man?
I'm coming in summer.
Okay. Hey, keep me a word for it because I was expecting you last summer.
No, you keep your word for it.
What are you talking about? You don't need to.
You know
don't
exactly
your wallet.
what I'm talking about.
Don't do nothing. Just
that comment
just
you just said. You don't need your wallet.
Just show up and tell me what you want to do. You want to stay in the house? You want to stay in a hotel? You want to stay in an apartment?
Just make sure y'all keep that part of the podcast what you just said. Right there.
Hey, can somebody stitch that? Can you not stitch that? Can you crop it?
That mean I'm spending $0.
Yeah, we want you in Greece, man.
Right.
Hey, but let me hold on. I gotta call Jan.
Yeah. Hey, you said don't bring my wallet.
Why? You can stay with me. We can be roommates. You can stay with me, man.
Hey, man, it's a lot more going on than room and board.
Okay, but what's your favorite, like? Okay, it was one of those things I want to post for Candy Fan House as well. Like, you know, we have a candy company, and I want to send you some stuff. But what's your favorite candy?
My favorite candy?
Yeah.
I like those white chocolate Reese's cups.
White chocolate Reese's cups.
Is it white chocolate? Yeah.
Okay. I'm
peanut butter. Like,
man, you heard that Candy Fan House?
Yeah, that's
candy. Candy officer.
That and I like Twizzlers too, bro.
Twizzler. Gotcha. We will send you some exquisite rare stuff.
Yeah,
man.
Send me some stuff, man.
Yeah, I got you, man. You know, and obviously I want kind of the podcast kind of coming to the end. But man, I wish we could talk about like 2 or 3 more hours. But I have respect for your time, team time, the guys here producing. But man, I want to say thank you. Thank you. I know you, like, it's just like a weird, tough, just a lot of like commotion. Everything was going on time, but just be able to do this for the fans, you know, for the show, for them to get a glimpse of you. Just not only basketball. I know we talk about basketball, but just like who you are, how do you feel right now, you know. And then what I said about the camera as well is it wasn't like, you know, like branding wise, it's a business, like make money. I'm just saying, like, I don't have a camera. That doesn't have
just
a camera.
Just the content, like people want to know.
It's 2 things. It's one that I believe that you're so interesting that people actually really want to know. Not forget about the shows and everything. They will really want to know how you are. How do you live?
I bet they do.
Yeah. and the second thing I would say is for your kids and your grandkids, because, bro, the only thing that I wish I had done, you know, my dad is not here no more, but I wish I had him camera just follow him everywhere.
So you can just know, just be able to
show
see
my kids and do all these things and just like, and you know, my kids get to know who my dad was and our kids and everybody through like our like the Rise, you know, like the movie we have on Disney. They get to know like kind of the feel of my dad, how he was and his humor, and where do we get our humor from and how do we art. But I would love for them to see my dad, like, you know, just walking around, even if he's
I started kind of doing something like that with my kids. Like, you know how sometimes like I've seen old tapes where it'll be like, you know, I'm your dad, you know. I'm 22 right now, and this is your 4th birthday party, blah, 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 like stuff like that. And you look at it like, man, look look how you used to look, and what you know, like stuff like that. So I kind of started to like document some stuff.
That's good.
Just with like my kids and stuff like that, but it ain't like you was talking about, just like people wanting to see. Like that's literally for like
the family, right?
Personal, just looking at like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, you can always, I think it's one of those things, you know, you can always do both and, you know, make sure it's airtight, you know, you don't have no leaks or whatever, but.
Yeah, I definitely want them to be able to see, because they, like my oldest son is old enough now to kind of see, but I want them when they get older to be able to see, like, because their life is going to look completely different. Like, they're going to be set up and they're going to be experiencing different stuff than what I experienced when my son is 15, 10 years from now. Like, his life is going to be like, he's going to be set up. Like, it's going to be laid. The house they living in, everything is going to be different. And I want them to, I think they'll be able to appreciate it by seeing where this came from.
Even if it could be something small. It could be you going back to your old neighborhood, you tying your shoelaces, and they see you like, man, this is where I used to step. This is how I used to sit in this gym. And if I got in, I would tie my laces.
But my son wouldn't last 5 minutes where I grew up.
Why do you say that? You know,
he won't. Know. I promise you, I do know.
How? He's your son. How do you know that?
Because he ain't used to that. Like, he'd be uncomfortable, bro. Like, kids play a little rougher where I'm from. Like,
yeah, but all he needs to is adapt. I'm telling you, human nature is different.
It ain't like he gonna live there.
Yeah, but obviously,
like,
of course. But I'm saying
you ain't about to just adapt on a little visit. Nah.
No, but it's in the DNA. I believe
it's gonna be an episode of Scared Straight. For sure. But my son boxed though.
Okay.
But I mean, just in his heart, it'll be a different environment for him. Like, man, what's this? You know?
Dang. That's for another day, fellas. To find out how Dame grew up and in the streets, man. And again, guys, our show comes to an end. If you guys want to listen to the show, the Thanalysis show, you can go. It's available on every platform or whatever you get your podcast from. If you guys want to visit the page, Thanalysis Podcast on Instagram, Thanasis _43. And then if you want to follow my guy, Damian Lillard, Dame D.O.L.L.A, on, is it not Twitter, it's called X now. On X.
On X, that's crazy.
On TikTok, on Instagram.
Twitter, Dame _Lillard. Instagram, Damian Lillard.
Yes, sir. He has, I believe, and even though he's in an opposing company, I believe he has one of the dopest shoes out there.
What can I say?
Go support my guy. And when the podcast comes out, go under his post and just write, I'm here from Thanalysis. Go crazy. Like spam his posts, please. Thank you guys. See you in another one. Thanalysis is recorded at No Studios, Milwaukee's creative hub and production studio.